Hi Capricorn, welcome to your general messages for the 15th to the 22nd. Welcome back to those of you who have been here before. Welcome to those of you who are new. My name is Jackie. So we're going to be pulling some general energies, then we'll get into relationship, and we'll pull for career/money. I'll timestamp for career and money in the description box below. So we have Saturn, your ruler here, 11th house of goals and gains, and Taurus, another money energy. Yeah, I feel like it's very, lots of 6th house energy going on for you guys this week. So 6th house has to do with your daily experience, really. It can have anything to do with focus on your work environment, who you work with and for, what your day-to-day routine is like, but it also has to do with your health. Mental, physical, emotional health. It also has to do with your pets. So there's a lot of focus there because wherever the sun is, there's always a lot of focus in our chart. Now, I don't know your personal chart, but the archetype of Capricorn is being very lit up in the 6th house this week because the sun in Gemini on May 20th, entering on May 20th into Gemini. That's happening in your 6th house. Also, Venus is conjunct the North Node in Gemini in the 6th house. So there's going to be a lot of asking and answering what's fair, what's not. There's this lighter energy whenever Venus is transiting a house, which is really nice. Now, this is going to be squaring your 3rd house of communication. You do also have Mars in Cancer, that warrior energy in your house, the 7th house of contracts and marriage. And we also have Pluto in you, in your 1st house of self. So I feel like a lot of you are going through a lot of changes right now. But what I like is there's going to be this lightening up in that 6th house energy. So you're going to be able to problem solve. You're going to be able to see things that haven't seemed fair. There's something very serendipitous that's going on here with that North Node there, hanging out there conjunct with Venus. Something very beautiful is happening in that 6th house energy that's going to end up helping you in other areas of life. So that's all really, really good because we have this 11th house. So 11th house is like, what's your 5-year plan? What's your 10-year plan? What are you doing? And Taurus is like, what matters to you? What does your money look like? Do you like where you live? Do you like how you've been taking care of yourself? Because a lot of you might be getting this beautiful energetic push to start a new workout regime, take care of yourself in a better way, maybe start doing some really awesome shadow work with somebody, maybe find a new therapist, anything like that. You're changing the food that you eat because all of that is Taurus as well. It's like what do you value? And with Saturn's like, put in the hard work. And this is time to address like long-standing issues because that's Saturn also, is these long-standing issues. Saturn is Chronos, it's time. So what's been maybe feeling a little left center in your life? That's a part of your day-to-day experience. And it's time for you to really look at what role or what position does that have in your long-term plan, because you're going to be very focused on things that matter to you right now in this energy. So we have Grand Trine. Yeah, you're focusing on your blessings. Beautiful. Lots of blessings coming in, and the blessings are coming through endings and allowing new beginnings. So really beautiful. I mean, that's really, I like that energy, particularly because this 8th house energy, the modern ruler is Pluto. You have Pluto in your 1st house of self. So it's a very deep energy, right? Very deep energy. So a lot of blessings are coming through to you right now. We have so much going on. I don't even want to get into next week yet until we get there. I think I'm going to do a couple of special videos. I don't even want to start getting into the transits for next week. All good stuff, big change. I mean, it just says there are big changes coming up, but we all know that. So this is a really good kind of like running start into that energy. So just pull a couple of Rider-Waite. What I say? New beginnings, right? Ace of Swords. Yeah, auspicious for all areas of your life, Capricorn. New beginnings, decisions, clear thinking in work, in love, or any other area of your life for that matter. And this is really an immediate change of your circumstances. Even if it's not out in the 3D, you're feeling the shift like immediately for the better. You're going to be very mentally agile energy. And being assertive, like very proactive in something, is going to be very beneficial here. Remember, there's a big difference between being assertive and aggressive. But Really nice energy here. And just getting over past obstacles. If like for relationships, this is getting over past obstacles and getting what you want. It's like thoughts becoming things. Not in intimate relationships, friendships, business situations, whatever it is, it's getting over something. So it's allowing one way of being to end so that something else could take its place. Very nice. We have the Nine of Wands, and this is good. So if something is sort of healing and moving into a better space, you've been through a lot, you still have fire in your belly. So very strong energy, the Nine of Wands, it is. But this also tells me that you're very exhausted from something, some relationship, some work situation, some family situation. And you might be feeling pretty defensive right now. And who could blame you, right? But just make sure you don't keep spiraling into any sort of like negative mindset. You want to stay positive and balanced because you don't want the Nine of Wands to enter into that Ten of Wands space. And that's the card of overwhelm. So just kind of try to balance your emotions right now while you're going through this. Queen of Swords, focusing on the truth. You're very focusing on the truth, psychological motivations of people around you. Your intuition is very high. Your mental capacity is like on fire right now, but so is your intuition. You could vibe what your intuition is indicating a truth to you that people don't even have to open their mouth, and you have their number as soon as they walk in the room. So it's very interesting. Okay, cool. So that's what we have just as like a general. You're going to be looking for the truth. You're going to be feeling a little defensive. You're very tired, but there is definitely this beautiful new start going on here. It's this, page turning kind of energy. Some sort of new chapter is starting for you. So very good. We like that. All right, so let's get into relationship. Okay, so let's pull a couple of energies for relationship. Rejection, self-love, all right, family and tribe. So whatever it is, rejection, relationship, job, financial situation, whatever it is, because because this is on a very personal level within the relationship, whatever really kind of relationship this is, there's some sort of rejection going on. Now, for some of you, right, because I'm going to try to stay a little more general with this, I know not everybody is in a relationship, like an intimate relationship. So the rejection could be something happening within your family, within your people, your group of friends, your tribe, people who we call our people, right? You may have experienced a sense of rejection within that realm, okay, in your life. And it's time to really focus on some solid self-love. This could also have to do with an intimate relationship where you are actually leaning on your tribe and your family for support right now. For others of you, there might be some rejection if it has to do with a marriage and you're very concerned about your family, concerned about your children, you're concerned about making sure that your needs are met in a situation, whether it comes to, whatever it is. If it gets to the point of divorce, separation, having to do with your children, just dealing with all of that, but in a way where you're honoring yourself and you're not selling yourself out in a way. You want to make sure that you take care of that, because we have a lot of things. I feel like this week for you, even though those energies that I'm mentioning are 6th house, because Uranus is in Taurus in your 5th, there could be shocking surprises when it comes to something to do with your children, some sort of, or surprise. It's just surprising. It's having to do with your children. Could be having to do with anything to do with any sort of relationship, shocking surprise when it comes to relationship. Because that 5th house has to do with falling in love affairs, romance. It's also our children, it's creativity, it's several things, right? But keeping it within the context of relationship. So something might be going on. You might be having a hard time with either one of your children, or you might be having a hard time within relationship with that Uranus in there. It's a surprise. Now, it could also be a really good surprise comes in at the 5th house where you've been feeling rejected and all of a sudden you suddenly meet somebody new. Or one of your children who you've been having a hard time with, where you feel like they've been rejecting you, some sort of surprise comes in that way, right? It really depends on your situation, really. But because Mars is in Cancer in your 7th house, there is this need to fight for your stability and your security in this area of marriage and significant relationship. It does seem like... But it all comes down to the self-love. You really need to do what is right for you, ultimately. Some of you may be rejecting a situation or a person because you're exercising self-love for yourself. Where it's like, you know what? Boundaries, man. Sorry, stay on that side of the fence. So that could be loving somebody from a distance. It could be just putting an end to something that really didn't feel right for you. So we have the Queen of Cups. That's exactly, okay. Sometimes you just have to love the cards. So we have the Queen of Cups, which is, in astrology, this is about Gemini and Cancer. So you realizing what it is that you need to feel grounded, rooted, safe, and secure. And you being able to communicate this. This is having very high emotional intelligence. You're not afraid of intimacy, right? This could also indicate parenting, you know, speaking to that 5th house. So this could represent you as a parent. And you as a parent really struggling and having a hard time because your child is going through something. It doesn't matter the age. The 5 of Swords is this energy where there's a clash of desire and reality, right? So it's this tension and this ongoing conflict that you're not going to win, because whatever the conflict is that's going on here, either in this relationship with your significant other, that family member, that child, right? It doesn't matter, again, how old they are, whatever it is. There's this clash between how you would like things to be and how things really are. And that's creating a lot of tension for a lot of you. And the thing is, this is an energy like you have to step back because you can't mitigate their stuff right now. You can't fix the unfixable, and that could be really challenging. 5 of Swords energy. The tricky part is when like you get it, it's you're dealing with that energy. So you can only just say, all right, you know, I'm not going to win this battle. I hope to win the war, but I'm not going to win this battle. So let me just, you know, step away, exercise some self-love, right? Not an easy energy. It is not. We have the King of Pentacles. So somebody is not looking to be changed. For some of you, that can be a situation. King of Pentacles is it's somebody who wants to be settled, but who doesn't want to be told what to do. The King of Pentacles doesn't have any patience for anyone looking to take what's his, whether it's his money, whether it's his sense of self, what it is that he likes to do. This is the kind of energy where it's like, don't even try to change me, that kind of thing. But for you guys, it could also be you not having any patience for anybody who's wanting to come in and sort of take what's yours, meaning take advantage of you. Take advantage of your money. Take advantage of your time. Take advantage of your kindness. You're not going to have any tolerance for it. Because look, you're exercising self-love here. And sometimes part of exercising self-love is rejecting a situation that feels really viscerally very unhealthy for us. It's not easy, right? It's not easy. We have the Knight of Wands as the foundation right now. And this is you feeling very fired up in your desire to move forward in something and what it is that you want to do. This is a proposal coming in, and this is things speeding up and blocks being lifted and decisions coming in, right? Which is good. It's like you've been waiting for something to happen, and something is suddenly going to start to happen. And I feel like this really has more to do with like the Sun, Gemini, Venus conjunct North Node, all of that 6th house, having to do in your 6th house. Something's going to be allowing you to feel a little more lighter, a little more like, okay, I can handle this. And I do want to say this, and I hope I don't lose any of you here, whatever we have going on in our 5th house is also affecting our children. It's the experience, a lot of times it's children as our physical extension of self. So a lot of times it's what our children are like right now and what we project onto them. but whether we mean to or not. So a lot of times that fifth house is the energy of our children, right? So because you have Uranus in Taurus in that fifth house, so there might be some changes going on with your children, okay? And because we have this Venusian energy in the sixth house with the North Node conjunct and that focus with the Sun in Gemini, what can happen here is there can be a lightening up and this beautiful sense of where you want to cooperate differently, having to do with your children. Okay, so I hope that makes sense for you guys. I think it's a very positive thing if you're having a hard time with your child right now. Okay, so we have the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Judgment energy. Okay, so yeah, and also, listen, if this even has to do just with like an intimate relationship or even a family connection, again, you're not willing, you'll give somebody the world, but you're not willing to go beyond a certain point, which you shouldn't, right? Where you feel like you're being compromised or you're being taken advantage of. You don't want that. But then things speeding up, and I like the Eight of Pentacles because the eight is the number of mastery. So it's focusing on what it is you have to do, right? It's this need for a logical and diligent approach to something within the relationship right now, and you being able to do it. You being able to do it. So really nice. It's kind of like, I'm not going to say like being in control. It's not that way. But what I like, it's like through exercising this logical and diligent approach, you're going to be able to move something forward. So it's the opportunity to move something forward because you're figuring something out. You're figuring out how to deal with that person. You're figuring out how to deal with that situation. So there's some sort of, I'm not going to say it as dramatic as saying some sort of epiphany, but there kind of is. There's going to be a change in your perspective when it comes to somebody in your life right now. We have the King of Swords energy as the energy that's surrounding you right now, at least the energy that's external to you, that's influencing you. So this is just being very focused on your mind rather than your heart and saying, all right, listen, this is what we have to do in this relationship. No more messing around. This is what we have to do. We have to go for therapy. We have to get help. We have to address this situation. We have to do very in the mental, not allowing the emotions, not, oh, because I love you, oh, because that's not good for you, or oh, because whatever. It's really about addressing this idea of, okay, seriously, we have to just stay with the mental and figure out what's going on. Even though right now, the Four of Pentacles does indicate this need to self-protect. Watch your resources. You're worried about security of some kind, right? So Pentacle, because it could also mean mental, physical, emotional connection. It could be that you're feeling very challenged in your ability to feel secure within a relationship, or you're feeling very challenged in your ability to feel secure when it comes to your romances, within your finances, rather, within your romance or relationship right now. But that's a very psychological thing. You might not even be talking to anybody about that. It's just kind of the way you're feeling inside. And we have the Ten of Cups energy as the near future, which is beautiful. I mean, this is family, contentment, benefits of security. This is a really good energy for family. And I'm going a little more because we have family and tribe. This is a very powerful deck for me. So I feel like a lot of you may be dealing with some sort of familial issues, either within your marriage or, children or extended family, something like that. But this is a great energy for that. Family, partnership, whatever you've been working hard on in this area is finally going to start to come together when it comes to communication. For some of you, it's working on the family, the romance, whatever it is, being able to bring it together. But we have the Judgment energy. Nice, look, I mean, this is Pluto. Judgment is Pluto. And what I like about this too, I mean, I like to pull in the numerology with this one because this is also about the High Priestess and the Justice energy. So it's using a lot of wisdom to understand how to right a situation, how to make something a win-win, how to balance something out. And this is really about assessment and letting go of the past and making a decision about the past and this type of spiritual awakening. It's like this true aha moment kind of thing where suddenly there's going to be this shifting, right? If this is a love situation, it's assessed and it shifts into a new phase, right? Some of you may be in a space where you need to reconcile with somebody. You know, if you think the relationship's worthwhile, if it's an intimate relationship, it's family, whatever it is, if you think it's worthwhile. Some of you, if you're single, you might visit an old relationship and just see if it's worth trying again. Some of you, an old friend might even come back from the past, right? Now, for those of you who are married or in some sort of family-like situation where maybe you're living together, you might make a decision about your property. Some of you might find yourselves drawn to an old property or a place that holds very happy memories for you as well. So that could be going on as well within the relationship. Let's pull some Island Time Wellness. So this spread, I'm going to layer it on top of this, but this will have to do more with intimate relationships only. Okay. I'm saying this for that, but you know what? Listen, I mean, I guess because we have soulmate here, that could be a sibling, that could be even, we could be soulmates with our children and our family and friends. We just can, you know, but we have this soul contract. But we have something karmic going on here. So some sort of fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, loving you. But then there's a lot of reminiscing, learning from the past, right? That's that Judgment energy. Learning from the past. We have this idea of the clock, right? There's healing going on here, but there needs to be some healing when it comes to some sort of soul contract that you're working through. Got to be some sort of healing. We have ascend and transcend, getting past the obstacles, learning from expansion, new phase. Could be preparing for union, the dragonfly. Be lighthearted, finding out, things coming to light, your ability to adapt, change, and heal. So we have this idea of self-indulgence, working with seduction. So self-indulgence is focusing on yourself and self-worth. It's really about self-love. It's doing shadow work. It's having self-appreciation. And then we have this working with the seduction energy, which is really about the seduction energy. I want you to think about it as like being seduced by something that's not very healthy. It's almost like a devil energy. So this could be some sort of either temptation, some sort of interference. For some of you, you can resonate with it like where it's a flirting, dating kind of thing, a hooking up kind of thing, third party kind of thing. Others of you, there might just be this temptation that's surrounding the relationship right now. But it's some sort of imbalance. So if you've experienced that with somebody where they either entertained another energy outside the relationship, or, you know, they were feeling tempted, or you were feeling tempted by something, and then you realize, you know, if I'm feeling this tempted in the relationship while I'm in relationship, then maybe there's something wrong with my relationship that I need to look at, right? So a lot of you might be in that space where it's like, okay, if I was in a really healthy relationship, I really would not be looking at other energies right now, right? Me wanting to do that only indicates that I'm feeling a hole in my soul in this particular connection. So what's that about? And you doing that inner work and really honoring that so that you could level yourself up. So that's what I have for you, my Capricorn friends, having to do with relationship. Okay, hope that was helpful for some of you in some way. Remember, guys, these messages are general. Don't try to make them fit if they don't. All right, so let's go on to career, money, whatever is going on for you in that particular area. Again, you know my spiel. This could just have to do with an insurance payout, a divorce settlement, inheritance, something like that. however you're resonating with it. I don't remember if I said, but the timestamps are going to be below, as well as the 15% off Synastry read. Okay. All right. Wisdom of the Oracle. Crowning messages for our Capricorn friends, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Exchanging gifts. Beautiful. That's always good. By the book. Exchanging gifts is excellent if you're doing any sort of real estate investment, any purchasing a business, taking on a business partner, settling any sort of any inheritance, anything like that. Change in the wind. Wow. Okay. Yeah, it's change in the wind. Certainly have to do, again, with Uranus in your fifth house is many things, right? But it's also your creativity and entrepreneurial endeavors. And so there could be some surprise having to do with where it is that you're going, because that fifth house, 11th house, it has to do with goals and gains, entrepreneurial things. So that could have to do with any sort of project you're working on, anything like that. This could have to do with somebody coming in and offering you money for your services, offering to finance something for you, offering to buy something. But everything being on the up and up. Everything being on the up and up with the by the book. Okay, just make sure that you're very realistic right now, Capricorn. You don't want to be pie in the sky about anything right now. You want to be super realistic about everything, okay? All right. So we have the Seven of Swords coming in. So you were probably dealing with a little bit of a shady personality in the past, having to do with something to do with money. This is a dishonest energy. This is even the energy of theft. So somebody might have been pinned for stealing money or tried to steal your money. It could have just been metaphorical, where they were trying to come in and manipulate the situation. There's this idea of immorality, running away from the responsibility of something. Somebody who oversteps boundaries is pretty selfish, right? And it puts you in that space where you really need to, tune into your spidey senses to find out the real truth of a situation. We're going to definitely stay there, because you were dealing with somebody who was very, very dishonest, right? Coming into this energy in the current situation with the Six of Cups in reverse. Six of Cups is living in the past and being naive about something, having unrealistic expectations. So this is not to say that you are naive and you are unrealistic in your perception of life, but because you're dealing, and strictly because you're dealing with the Seven of Swords energy, somebody promised you something or is presenting something to you, and it's kind of like, why wouldn't you trust them, sort of thing, right? Unless you have particular aspects in your chart where you just approach life from that way. And I'm totally down with that. I know a lot of people are like that, but just generally speaking, the Seven of Swords will come in and speak their truth. And, because swords are truth, right? It's communication, right? It's air. So comes in and is speaking all of this air, promising the world, yeah, I'm going to give you this money, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do da-da-da-da-da. But then you're like, all right, wait a minute. So we have this idea of that, it's living in the past and being naive. But then we have the Page of Wands, which is good news about a partner. This is crossing this. Good news coming in, right? Very busy time, bringing in a new offer. So what this tells me is, and the thing is, even if the offer isn't so fantabulous, maybe what you thought you would want, right? It might not be as high a price tag as you would like, or as much money as you would like or expect. It still can appeal to you in theory. I always say, just make sure you read the fine print before you sign anything here. But what I like about this is that the fact that it's crossing the Six of Cups tells me that this is going to circumvent any issues with reality you might have had up until this point where you're like going to be like, all right, you know what? Now I see everything. I see everything now. Maybe I did it in the past and now I do. So even though the situation might not be what I would ideally like, at least I know more what I'm dealing with. So we have the Knight of Cups coming in, which is nice. This is a proposal coming in, some sort of offer. But I do have to say, you just want to be careful. If this has to do with a business situation with some either offer seems too good to be true or some business partner seems too good to be true, they probably are. Just be careful. It doesn't mean they can't, there's not value in it and it can't work out. That's not what it means. It's just that this is a very idealistic energy that could seem really, really perfect, and they want to be in something that I get is genuine, but what they're offering you, just be careful that they're not exaggerating what they could offer you, or just that they're walking their talk kind of thing. So just take something slow if you can. We have the moon as a foundation. So the moon, when it comes to career or money, this tells me that you might achieve something, but you might be in this space where it's like, was it even worth it? Was it even worth it? Like, and if you're dealing with other people within this, whether it's at work or with some sort of lawsuit or some sort of situation where this exchange of money is going on, colleagues, whatever it is, emotions can be running high, and you might need to protect yourself from some sort of negativity here. Okay? But money matters are okay, but you're going to want more satisfaction from something. It's the kind of thing where it's almost not about the money. You just want to really like what you're in. But so you're a little confused. You have Two of Wands here, yeah. Two of Wands is, two aspects of a situation are in front of you, and you need to figure out which maybe job best maximizes your skill set, which offer is going to bring you the most of what it is that you want. Overall, this is a great opportunities are on the way here, allowing your star to rise, right? Having to do with some sort of situation in money. It can be career. This is about making plans and moving forward, right? Excellent for business partnership. You're gaining influence in work regarding your approach to something. But again, there are two aspects to a situation that need to be looked at. Now we have the King of Wands, which is the external energy that's surrounding you right now. So you might be dealing with somebody who has very high standards. They're very open. They're very self-aware. They don't judge anyone, right? But you might be vibing that this person needs things to be more perfect than they actually need them to be. Because you may be in this space where you want to go in and express your ideas and go after what you want, but you want to make sure that you don't allow the idea of perfectionism to get in your way, because you bring all that you need to the table and it's going to be very well received. It will. But that might be part of your confusion, is like, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know, if this is something that I could actually do. Some of you are going to resonate with it like that. Others of you are going to be like, I don't know. I'm just feeling like that's not perfect enough for me, or that's not exactly what I'm looking for, that kind of thing. But I don't know, the vibe that I'm getting here, you might be really happy that you did go after something. Now, to have the world in your challenge position is not a negative thing. To me, it just sort of means, first of all, there's something still that you have to learn regarding something. Something needs to be nurtured and cultivated, I guess I want to say, just a little bit more. So you're ready to move on, but you feel blocked, or you might even feel undeserving of success. And going back to the King of Wands in that position, having to do with something, right, in your career. This could also shows me that you might be holding on to one ambition that eludes you. So if so, it's time to redefine what you really want and adjust accordingly, since you might be holding on to something at the exclusion of all else. Just know that even these challenges that you might be dealing with here are minor. It just might take some time to get what is coming to you. So just keep the faith here. Keep the faith. I love it. We have two best cards in the deck here. And we look at this, near future. Awesome. The Sun is about, yes, it's about success, but what does it indicate? It indicates that you're going to be working out some sort of situation, some position, some type of negotiation through which you're going to be able to make more money. So you're going to be getting a lot of deserved acknowledgement. You're going to be able to enjoy success. You're going to have all the tools in your toolbox that you need to make something happen. And then we have the Two of Pentacles, right, as this final outcome energy, which is interesting because this is all about negotiation, but you need to make a decision regarding more than one path. So you have to figure out, where do you feel the sense of lack, and go in the other direction. So like, in other words, like, I'm not getting that you're just all about money right now because we got the Moon card, but okay, so money, so the money has to be right though, of course. But what do you feel more connected to? What decision do you feel more connected to energetically, you know? Go with that one and put the other pentacle down. Queen of Swords. Yeah, nice. Be very focused on the truth. The Five of Pentacles just indicates to me you're very concerned about security, you know, right now. Testing of your resources, right? The Five of Pentacles can be more of a lack mentality. And the reason I'm saying that mentality is because with the Five energy, it's more like you're afraid of losing your security. You're afraid of losing your home. You're afraid, you have fear of financial issues. But you have a lot more support than you actually realize here. Because then look at the next energy, is the Three of Cups, which is support, which is nice. And we have the Four of Cups, beautiful, in the reverse. I like this way better in the reverse because this is you having a new outlook, a new direction, a new option. And that new option is bringing you your wish fulfillment. This is all about manifesting. Very nice. Wishes manifesting. Feeling more connected to your own heart. I just feel like you guys are really, I keep saying this, but I keep getting it. You really want to feel very connected to what it is that you're doing. I mean, doesn't everybody? But no, I guess not everybody. Really not everybody. A lot of people just don't care about that, you know. I mean, there's a lot to be said by not hanging our sense of identity or self-worth on what it is that we do. So you just go in and do your job and you live your life, you know, outside of that, right? Your job is what you do. It's not who you are. And that works really well for some people. Other people, it's like, no, I'm, you know, especially for Capricorn energies, right? Because you guys are at home in the 10th house of career. You guys are a worker energy, or that paying the due diligence and putting in hard work into something energy, and then it's finally manifesting for you. Some sort of offer is coming in, so I like it. Proposals coming in. So be open to something that's very real. That's very real. And if somebody is, again, offering you like this ridiculously way too perfect kind of thing, just don't sign anything just yet. Or have your lawyer look at things if you're doing that. Doesn't mean it can happen. It just means be careful. Just be careful to definitely do everything by the book. But I do see this sort of energy coming in, offering you taking it, and it's sort of changing the path that you're on. So I really like this for you. All right, my friends, that is what I have for your career/money section. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.